All right, people. Look, the noise that you may hear in the background is because I live in a building where we have radiators, and when it gets warmer and warmer, it knocks because of the water that's trying to break through the pipes, like the steam. So anybody that have radiators, you know what I'm talking about. When it's starting to get steamed and heat up, it's going to hit the pipes. It's going to knock. So that's what you hear in the background around this time when I make my videos. I can't win, but I have to teach. So that's the reason why we have to elevate in life, where we could be able to accomplish bigger and better things without complications. We pray to God to elevate men in prosperity. We want to grow in prosperity. We want to prosper in life. If you this Christian who wants to stay on the same level, I'm gonna tell you something right now. God will put things in your way. He will put this discomfort in your lifestyle, in your life, where you will be forced to grow. You will be forced to get out your comfort zone. You will be forced to elevate. That's what God is about. He's about elevating, prospering us. We can't stay the same. We have to grow. And some of us are afraid to get out of our comfort zone and elevate. We have to live by example. A lot of people like to stay the same and don't touch me. I don't want to get out of this. I want to stay right here. You are a poo butt. You're scary. Now, this is what's leading to the teaching. Have you ever been around people where they're making a lot of money, whether they're rich, poor, or middle class? They have, okay, we're going to just speak at levels. Okay, we got people who are poor living, but yet, their pay rate is decent. Their pay rate is decent for them to be able to get the things that they need without breaking themselves. We talking about people who got a decent pay rate that can make it without major complaints. And then we got middle class where they're making it. They're making it. If they take a week vacation without pay, they still decent because they got so much money put up where they had sense enough to save, and they're not literally living paycheck to paycheck because they making a decent amount of money where they can literally afford to take off for weeks without pay, is what I'm saying. Now that's middle class. Then you have the rich. You have the rich who are wealthy. There is no complaints with being rich. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the flaw with these three pay rates of lifestyle. All three of these levels of finances, wealth rather, all three of these people who have this type of wealth can on in their life, all three can totally be unhappy financially. We're gonna stick with finances. All three could be totally unhappy and not content with their finances because of their lifestyle. Huh? Yes. You ever been around someone who get paid way more than you, but always broke? Always broke. Always complaining about why they can't get by financially, but yet make way more than you. You're the one who's always lending to them. They can't afford to take one day off without pay. They're whining. They're crying. They're pooting. They're pouting. They're throwing pity parties on why they are $10, $20, $5 short of their paychecks. They can't afford to buy the things that they need. They cannot afford it. I cannot stand these type of people. It irritates me because those who are living under their pay rate, who are making low wages than them, seems to be making it. We are the lenders and not the borrowers. We're lending to them. We're helping them in a content matter. We're not worrying. We're not stressing. We're not pooting and pouting about if they able to even pay us back. You know what that is, people? It's your lifestyle, whether you're rich or poor or either in between. It's your lifestyle. You have to understand this, people. When you live a wicked lifestyle, you're partying, you're drinking, you're drugging, you're treating people wrong, you're misusing your finances, you're overspending your finances without thinking consciously on how to be responsible. You're not spending it wisely. You're not willing to put some up for a rainy day. You're not willing to be responsible enough to pay your bills. You're not willing to take care of your kids. You're taking care of you by buying the things that you want other than what you need. All of this comes to play. My father, for an example, who has passed away, he was a computer technician, made good money, been to the service and everything, and was always broke. That's how he was. That's how he learned computers. And the man stayed broke. He was the type of person, he will be moving like 4, 5 times a year because he can't afford to keep the apartment. Why? Because he was living a shenanigan lifestyle, buying prostitutes. That's what he did with his life. He always bought prostitutes. That's what he did. It was a trick. And every time I used to go to his house, he was the type of person who always ate cheap hot dogs, oodles and noodles, Vienna sausages, pop, potato chips, and then boom, that was it. No major home cooked meals, and it was just ridiculous. And if you thought about borrowing money from him, he had a whole fit. I ain't got it. What you talking about? He was one of those. But yet made the money, always borrowing from me then. And I was homeless and selling things illegal, and I was always helping him out. Come on. And yet got beat down because he was embarrassed for the fact that I was able to help somewhat financially, and he had all the knowledge to keep money in his pocket, but he just wasn't able to do it because of his disobedience and his unfavoringness by God. People, you have to understand this. You have to understand you can be rich. You could be a millionaire, multi-millionaire, a billionaire. This is real. You can have all the money in the world. If you are living a shenanigan lifestyle and you're being disobedient to God, your money will fall right out of your pocket. Period. Solomon's story, Solomon's lifestyle in the book of Kings was there and still is there for a reason. You have to understand the stories that's in the Bible are there for a reason. You have to understand that Solomon died miserable. He was the wealthiest man. He was the wealthiest man in the Bible, and he died miserable. Why? Because of his disobedience. He had everything. Everything. He built things, fought and won wars. Man, come on. He had it, but died miserable because of his disobedience, serving other gods, sleeping with all these women who served other guys. I have co-workers. I had relatives. I had associates who lived shenanigan lifestyle and was always broke. I was one of them. I had a decent job years ago working for a homeless prevention program for 9.5 years, made good money, had a union, 401k plan, had all that, and was always broke because of my lifestyle, partying, clubbing, gambling, and was always broke. Made the money. I had the money. Had 3 apartments and I had cars. I had clothes. My son had clothes. I mean, we was geared up, dressed alike and everything. But was always finding myself living paycheck to paycheck. Even my mom's back there, like, you always broke, man. You making, you giving me money and then you always broke. I was literally living paycheck to paycheck though. And when I got my check, I was head swole. Yeah, we going to the club and I'm finna go buy some gear for my son. We finna go to Foot Locker. We looking good. And this is paycheck to paycheck. But throughout the middle of the week, I'm broke. I'm borrowing money. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I sit back and I think about it. I was making more money then than I am now. Huh? Listen, I was making more money then. When I was working, when I was in Chicago, at this particular job, I was doing it. Like I said, I had medical plans, 401, I had stashed up, but was always broke, bro. Because of my lifestyle, I was kicking it every weekend with my so-called fake homeboys. Now, we were taking care of me and my son. We had a roof over our head. We had clothes. But that was like the most thing that was to it, because when I kept my son on the weekend, that was the only time I had groceries in the house. My son was at my mom's house throughout the week, so I didn't buy no groceries. But yet, I was still eating out the restaurants. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to do this. And I need to go borrow some money because I didn't get paid this week. So I'm broke. And I got paid every other week. You know what I'm saying? So the week that I didn't get paid, I found myself top-notch borrowing because I had my son every weekend. So I got to make sure I got something in the crib for my son. But yet I'm borrowing. Like, why am I borrowing money and I'm making buku? You see what I'm saying? See, and I'm like, okay, well, I ain't did much that week or this week, but still I was living a wild lifestyle. I was living a worldly lifestyle. I was bound, man. One all the time. Liquor. My homeboys would come back. Come on, let's kick. We finna smoke, finna shoot some pool. We finna kick the bobos. And this was my lifestyle with my money. I wasn't even literally saving no money. I wasn't trying to. I pay my rent, light and gas, buy clothes, buy food for the week, and the rest I blow on getting high, drunk, and clubbing and eating fast food restaurants. And that was it. Money gone. So I'm living literally paycheck to paycheck, and I was totally not happy. I might have looked good, geared up, Air Force. I had a closet full of Air Force Ones. I had a closet full of 5950 hats. My son had a closet full of 5950 hats and Air Force Ones, gym shoes. We was geared up, but I was broke for the most. I'm looking clean. I'm looking like I got money. And I had a decent job, but I was always broke. I was always borrowing. And when it came time for me to pay back, I was still sketchy. And today, I'm not even making half. Y'all got to listen to what I'm saying. I'm not even making half of what I was making then and able to save, able to lend comfortably. Huh? Not literally living paycheck to paycheck. Able to go on trips. What? Now, this is not bragging. This is trying to teach somebody something out there about your lifestyle. If you find yourself in a bondage all the time with your finances, that's because keeping the 100 ain't because of this. It ain't because of that. That's because of you. It's because of your lifestyle. What are you doing with your money? Are you responsible with your money? Are you paying your bills? Are you spending your money wisely? Are you willing to lend more than borrow? Are you selfish? Are you greedy? Are you irresponsible? You have to understand this, people. You cannot be making a certain amount of money with your pay rate. You can't be bringing home at least $2,000 a month. I'm just going to say that. You can't be bringing home, for an example, $2,000 a month, but yet your rent is $1,000 a month. You're going to have probably some discrepancies with that. If your rent is literally $1,000 plus light and gas that's not included, then you're going to be a little uncomfortable paying that. Don't get out of trying to look like you got it when you know you don't. You're going to be struggling. You're not going to be happy trying to live above your means, people. If you're bringing home $2,000 and yet your rent is like maybe $500, that's decent. But yet you're spending the majority of your money clubbing, getting drunk, getting high, partying, gambling, doing other drugs and carrying on, buying prostitutes. When you're spending most of your money on things that's not of your needs and not of your family, like taking care of your kids' needs and stuff like that, God is watching that, and he's going to put a hole in your pocket where you're not going to see nothing. The things that you're constantly buying, which are your wants, the things that you need, you're not going to be able to buy it. You're not going to be able to meet your needs because you're putting all your money into your wants. So by the time you get ready and get your needs met and you can't make it, you're on social media begging for others to help you pay your light bill. That's a disgrace to your household. You begging for others to put gas in your car when you have a whole job and you could be putting your own gas in your car. You out here on social media begging for people to buy Pampers for your daughter, your son. You on social media begging for people to pay your medical expenses when you could do that yourself. You was just at the club other day popping it off and throwing hundreds all in the air on payday. What you mean? God ain't finna be like, okay, y'all bless you with $2,000 or more a month. Oh yeah, thank you. And then go party and blow it all off. And then when you need your needs met, you sitting around here pooting and pouting and crying and wanting the world to feel sorry for you because you didn't get your needs met. You didn't pay your light bill. Your lights is out now. My lights is out. Y'all don't understand what I'm going through. I got to get my light, my baby, this and that and the other. We need our lights on. It's the winter time. They cut my gas off. It's illegal to cut the gas off in the winter. Yeah, because they keep giving you chances and chances and chances to pay, but you keep playing because you know that Miss Etna and Tommy is going to feel sorry for you, and they going to give you a little something on that gas bill, and that's how you're going to get it cut on. Because you know that if you go and pout and pout about what you need and you ain't going to be able to do this and that and the other unless you get that needs back because of your baby and this and my heart and my brain and all this. And then somebody out there going to be stupid enough to feel sorry for you and help you. And that's why your lifestyle is consistently shenanigan. All you got to do is pout and pout and people going to feel sorry for you, and that's your come up. That's your come up. My sister, long story short, she used to live her, I don't know how she living it now. I ain't talked to her in almost 7 years. But used to live her lifestyle like that. Lights always stayed off. Gas, behind the net, cut the gas off. You got to eat microwave food. If the lights was on this month, you had to go out to the restaurant and eat. Why? Because she smoked weed, she smoked cigarettes, she get drunk, and buy her kids expensive clothes all the time. When it comes time to paying rent, light and gas, you're cheating yourself. Well, I know it's $40 for my light, but I'm going to give them $20. I know it's $30 or $25 for my gas, but I'm going to put $10 on it. My rent is $200, so I'm going to just get them $50. And the rest, you're going to the club. You're getting your nails done. You're getting your hair done. You buying your son Jordans. You bought your son a PS5 or whatever they call this crap out here. You buying your daughter $200 shoes. You buying your son $2 shoes. You getting your son $40 haircuts. And yet, when it comes times for your need, you can't get it. But yet, you got this attitude as if, well, I need my rent. I need my light. I need my gas. Well, why you didn't pay it then? Excuses after excuses. You can't live both ways. You cannot do that. People want to go across the country. You got to pay your passports. Go get a passport. Oh, but before you get it, the government, when you file for your passport, they're going to be looking at your background to see if you owe. They're not finna give you no passport if you're behind in child support. Dun, 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 dun. They're not going to give you a passport if you owe student loans. Dun, 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 dun. They're not giving you a passport if you owe outstanding credit card debts. Dun, 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 dun. If you owe tickets. Dun, 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 and then get mad and pull and pout about why the white man or why the system is not giving you what you want because you want to go travel across the country. No, pay your bills, pay your child support, pay your credit cards. Pay your tickets, your debts. You got to pay your bankruptcies. You got to pay all of that before they give you the privilege to travel across the world. You're not going to owe here and then have the privilege to go all the way over there. You owe us. They're going to be like, forget you. Pay me. We're not giving you permission to travel out there where you can end up staying and you owe us. No, and other countries probably don't even want you there if you owe at home. You have to understand this, people. Living a comfortable lifestyle financially is a privilege. You have to live accordingly. If God sees that you're being obedient, you're being responsible, you're not being selfish. You're not being greedy. You're not being irresponsible. You're going to see a difference with your finances. All these YouTube channels and stupid financial fake seminars on how to make more money. Pyramid schemes and all this stuff. Robbing Peter to pay Paul seminars and all that stuff is fake. You got to pay them for them to lie to you about how to make more money. That's a scam off top. You don't need to listen to Pookie after you to pay him $300 at a seminar on how to make more money. That's stupid. That's stupid. All you got to do is live accordingly, whatever you're making. Pay your bills according to what you are making. You cannot go outstanding out your pay rate trying to buy and pay for everything that you cannot afford according to your pay rate and then complain about why you can't make it. You cannot do that. If you want a house, if you want a loft, if you want a nice car, then work for it. Go get a job. Go get a third job. Work overtime. Go get a better job while you're working to be able to pay these expenses. You have to work accordingly. And you say you praying, but yet it's not coming. That's because you're not living accordingly. You're not living according. If you're living accordingly, which is in a content way, then God will bless you. If he see that you're being content with what you have now and responsible and patient and humble, and then you're praying, look, God, I need elevation right now, which is prosperity. I need you to bless me with prosperity. I need this. I want that. Continue to live accordingly right here, meaning being content. Be responsible with what you have right now, then God will see fit according to his will to bless you with prosperity. He's not going to give us more if we can't handle the little that we have right now. You have to understand this, people. If you are a person who is making so much of amount of money a week, every 2 weeks, or a month, and you sometimes let people know that you're making this money, but yet you're always broke, that's because it's your lifestyle. it's something that you're doing that's totally irresponsible, and you want people to feel sorry about the choices that you're making. And then I'm telling you through this video what the things that you need to not do and the things that you do need to do. It's up to you to do it. Shalom.